Everybody. Sorry I'm late today. I was struggling with some inner demons and praying to Elon Musk for forgiveness. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Today is a Tuesday, so this is our Tuesday stream, and we're going to do Dark Hallway again. And I've been struggling with the map, so much so that I've decided to take it in more incremental steps and control exactly what's happening, because I think I tried to bite off too much, and that can happen at times. So we're going to take a step back and do it just a little bit at a time, really just so that my little brain can process all of this. And it looks like the YouTube stream is available, so I'm going to go over there and grab that chat. There it is. Place that in place. All right. So here is what we're working with. I decided to keep the map school implementation. We'll just reverse implement the map class. So first thing, we'll just create the map class. Class map. And we're going to extend nothing for now. We don't need to extend anything for now. But we do need a property that we are implementing in the map school class, and it's the map layout. Let me clear out some of this arena. And for now, we'll just set it to none type. I guess I'll go with that indentation. It's fine with me. I'm not really picky about indentation myself. So here we have the map layout, which is going to be this array of arrays where I'll copy this over. One equals wall, 0 equals empty space, 2 equals room, and P equals the player start. So we're going to start at the array at the top right. And what we need to do is we need to build the hallway segments as the init function. So the hallway segments right now are only meant to be straight in the Z offset, which means they'll only build walls on the left and right side. And now we're going to need to know on this hallway segment whether or not to build a wall on the back side or the I like to call it the north side, the south side, and the east side. Where we're starting out, it's just straight north, and east and west are to the right and left of us, respectively. So how are we going to do that? Right now, we have a left wall and a right wall. I think that we could keep that, but we're going to need to know whether or not we can conditionally we can do that conditionally. So based on our map, really, we're going to need to determine here whether or not we can draw the north, south, or east walls. We're going to change them to. So we don't have very many references to the walls. The walls are created, and then their Z offset is changed via this set Z offset call. And that's really the other thing that's going to need to change, is that when we init the walls, they're going to need to have not only their Z offset set, but also their Y offset, and then possibly like their rotation. So let's begin by setting up the north, south, and east wall, and we'll default the walls to east and west, and we'll keep our class the way that it is, and we'll verify that everything is basically the same, and we'll take baby steps that way. So now we have left wall, and we'll just do a quick Control H here, and we'll replace that with W wall, like that. We want to underscore though. There we go. And then for right wall, we just want E wall. And just for sanity's sake, let's see if we still have a working game here. Okay, we don't. This is an interesting game here. Kind of looks like the map, almost, somehow. Is that what's happening here? Is this the map? Am I running around in the map? It's just like terribly rendered. I'm not sure. I feel like I changed directions a couple of times. What do we got here in the GitHub? Oh, that's not GitHub. Got the map. Not much going on there, and I don't think we even are calling it anymore. I mean, the only thing that should have happened, right, is it should have just renamed the east wall and the west wall. So, I mean, was that like that before I got there somehow? Yeah, it was. What's going on with the game? Oh, I know what's happening. Okay, yeah, so I have the, in the hallway const, which is where I have all my constants that define the hallway, I have this set to where the hallway length is only 5, whereas before I had it set to 64. So if I set it back to 64, now we're back to the old game here. And that's what we wanted. Okay, perfect. So we renamed the left wall and right wall, or hang on, just to be sane, totally sane. There we go. We renamed the east wall. Yeah, we did the renaming, and here we're only setting the east wall's position. That might have been part of our problem from before. Here we'll need to set the east wall's position, and then we may want to derive the north wall and the south wall based on this, but I'm not sure exactly, because I mean we do have a working way to get the north wall, sorry, the east wall and the west wall. I think we can actually like calculate the position of the north wall. Just saying. So first thing though, I think, is we'll go ahead and commit this change to hallway segments just as just a, like, you know, little token of encouragement for me, that I finally, because it's been rough. Developing this has been rough lately. I haven't gotten a lot done. So I need to commit it. And we'll say we renamed walls. We'll give it a rocket emoji. That's right. All right, now we're going to get a little bit deeper. Okay. A little bit deeper than renaming the walls. We have a hallway segment, and we are going to need to know more than, we're going to need to know which walls to build, basically. And we can do that if we pass our map in every time, which we have here. And we can just directly grab that property map layout. And we can decide if the plus 1 on the X, which dimension, depending on where we're at, if we should put a wall there, basically. So let's see what that's exactly going to look like. First of all, we're going to need to pass in a map, and we'll keep with this having the underscore follow here. Then what we want to do is we want to immediately store the map, because we're probably going to need it quite a bit. So self.map equals map. And so our segment number is actually what's going to tell us which piece of the map that we're going to work with, but that's not going to be enough for us. We're going to have to change this to map chords. Which will essentially just be what is the X and Y coordinate of the square that we're building on the map. And I'll put that in a comment here just so I can be clear. I think it heard me, right? Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. So in order to get the segment number, we can blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, we don't really need it as of right now. See, we're just assigning it. We're not doing anything with it. So we're going to bye-bye it. And there's no reason to pass it into the super because it doesn't, there's no corresponding keyword argument or anything. So I'm not sure why we're doing that in the first place. But here we go. What's next? The floor, the wall, the E-wall. The floor is going to be pretty much the same every time building it. I think. Let's see. Oh, here's where we were using segment number by setting the Z offset. Well, we're not going to do that anymore, so we're going to comment that out. Okay, we're going to have to create another function for that, but we'll get to that in a second. For now, what we're going to do, actually, you know what? I think it would be a better incremental approach to, no, we have to do all this at once, don't we? We have to do the set position function, and we have to build the walls. So let's build the wall. All right. We'll build the walls, but what we need to do is we need to put it, we need to base it on the map chords, which we still need to assign. And I need to keep that in the right order because that's the right thing to do. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think we can build the walls based on our map chords. So we have the map. Heck is this? This is range, map layout. If the map layout is 1 and no. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. I don't think. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Let's just take our own incremental approach here. So for any given piece of the hallway segment, we're going to have either the north wall, west wall, east wall, or the south wall. So let's just start by initializing those as none types. And so let's first specify that we're building the walls here in the constructor. Building the walls. And then here we'll go ahead and set them all to a none type. Oops. I didn't want to get rid of all the code. Just that. I want to go north. You know what? This is fine. North, south, east, west is fine with me. There we go. North, south, east, and west. And that we are building a hallway segment in the first place means that we are on a 1 on the map. So we don't need to worry about that. Paul Wall, that's a good one. That's a good one. Complicated business. It's hilarious. Get some love for that. Alright, so when we build the wall, what we're going to do is we're going to check what coordinates we're on. Sounds right to me. But what we want to do is we want to check the one that's 1 over. So what we want to do is we want to, first of all, if the coordinate is 0, yeah, I don't think that's what. I mean, yeah, that's definitely where we want to build a west wall. Isn't that right? I guess that's one condition. And then, I mean, I guess if it's 0, we also want a north wall. South wall is we don't want anything on that wall. We don't want the south wall yet. The bird? Yeah, the bird. He's helping me, though. He's on my Twitter tweeting for me. Alright, north wall. But I think that if, yeah, for sure, if it's 0 on the first one, we want to build a west wall. That's for sure. Self.map.getWidth. Yeah, we do kind of need the whole map. But, I mean, the map has a length to it, so, I mean, we don't need to get the width of it. We can just get, like, you know, the width of a single, you know, row of it. Thanks, brother. Thank you, Complicated Business, for smashing the like button. Thank you. Don't forget to do the same. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow on Twitch. We need all those things to start the movement. Anyway, back to the coding. We would need to define a getWidth function, and we would need to define it as just the width of a single array in the function. So we can do that. Yeah, I appreciate you wanting to sub and unsub, but I think they fixed that glitch a long time ago. You can do len self.map 0 -1. Yeah, then we'll do the east wall. Fair enough. These are like the outer walls of the whole thing. If map chords 0 is 1, then we'll build the north wall, and then the same if now we're dealing with the map's entire length right there. So that's one way to do it. And then now the only other thing we'll need is another set offset function, which is now going to depend on the player's position. It already does in a way. So we'll figure out how we can hit the bell icon. Yeah, let's go. Woo! Ding dong, mother. Never mind. All right. So we want a different set offset here. We want that to be just called set offset. Which doesn't exist yet. That's why it's not highlighted. And we'll just make it right here. And what's it suggesting? Mat chords one. Yes. Yes, that's looking good. That's looking good. So we're building the walls. We're setting the offset. And I think that we have to do more than just set the position. We have to set the offset for all of the walls as well. Let's create a different function for that. Actually, within the wall class itself, we can set that position. It'd be easier, or it'd be better to take care of that like that. Or we could just, we could just assign it just the same, but yeah. We'll just assign it. I don't care. All right, so each wall is going to have its position assigned like this. Now, north, south. Come on, do it consistently, because it did east, west here. It's going to have to do east, west here as well. All right. So now we're going to need to set the ceiling's position. And I think we have a ceiling class. No? What is the ceiling? Yeah, okay, we do. We don't have a set Z offset, so it's just going to be another one we're setting the position. And the floor, we do have a set position on, I remember. So set offset. All right. Okay. Now, the thing that is creating these hallway segments currently, I think, is in hallway. So let's see what that is. So we have init build elements, and then there we have extend the hallway. So extend the hallway is what we're going to actually need to modify to get this going. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and I will be right back. So don't go anywhere. What's up, guys? I'm back. Complicated business with the Fifth Element reference. I love it. Thank you. Okay. So for extending the hallway, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to pass in to the hallway const not just the num segments, but we need to know kind of like which way we're going as well. So let's see. Let's see. So if each hallway segment is only 5 squares, we're gonna need to know all the way to the end of the hallway. So let's say get hallway segments, but we're gonna need to, again, on hallway have an instance of the map, and we were supposed to pass it into hallway segments, so that's gonna need to also be instantiated in hallway as well. And so first thing we're gonna have to do is bring it in here, and we have it defined as an instance called map school. So we'll bring in map school into hallway. So from map school, import map school. All right, and then in the constructor here, we'll need to instantiate it. And I remember from last time I had trouble with this because there was a issue. I had to pass player into something. I don't remember what it was exactly. I'll figure it out though. It might be in init. Yeah, I think it's in init build elements. So this is going to have to change as well. So the thing that I just need to remember that's crucial is to define the map beforehand, and then probably in here we can do map, and we'll, I think, rearrange this to match what we're gonna have to do down here. Self, map, and quarks. So for init build elements, we're gonna have to do something that we're gonna have to do below as well on extend the hallway, and that is we're gonna have to figure out where the player is, and the first player position should be marked as 0, 0. So from here, when we say init build elements, we can literally define what that actually has to be. Why don't we make this the point where we say that that is going to be in hallway const, and we'll call it player init position. Actually, it's on our map, so we can actually get it from our map. So it's wherever the P is. So in the map function, let's get rid of init. We'll go get init player pos. And then, yeah, we're just looking for the P, which is kind of ugly, but whatever. So now in our hallway class, when we're building these elements and we are setting our player position, which I guess we could do up here or in init build elements, I don't know. There's kind of a mix of things happening here. This should be We'll set this as like a player map position. Player map pose. And we'll set it to that. I'm fine with just... No, I actually do want to call it pose like that. Just so I can keep it a little bit more concise. Okay? And then hallway segment now requires the map, which we have in our class, and it requires map chords, which is our player position right away. So self.map player pose this was map chords. I really wish I could see that a little bit better. And then the map, which is also being passed in. We don't need to pass it in here. We have it on object oriented. So instead of doing that, we'll just save the code. Save the code where we can, you know. We'll do not elf.map, but self.map. And I think that looks good for here. Here we have build darkness. We'll need to adjust that. And place objects, we'll also need to adjust that. But that's okay. The other thing that we were looking at was extend the hallway. I started to create another function there called get hallway segments. I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's see. What is this part doing? This is why comments are good. Self.playerz. Oops. It's less than num segments times hallway length. Okay. Got it. So I guess we're kind of going to need to get rid of that. We're going to need to create a variable, basically, another one. And we'll call it self.extended hallway loaded equals false. And this is going to be like all the different hallway segments that are in line, in our line of sight, basically. I'm kind of thinking, actually, I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to do extend the hallway anymore. I just want to build the whole hallway. And just, we can pass this. And then, where were we at? So, init build elements, we'll just build the entire map. And how are we going to do that? So, we do have the player position right away. We have the map in there. So, what we can do is we'll need to selectively just build the hallway segments based on whether or not it's a 1 or 0 on the map. No. It's going to be self.map map. What was it called again? Sorry. Map layout. Self.map layout. Oh, I need to do len, yeah. I know that there's a different way to do this, but so if it's a 1, then we're going to build a hallway segment there. And we're passing in ij. That looks pretty good, right? And then that, yeah, that should build all the whole thing for us. Let's see if it does it. See, and it says map. It needs map. We're not passing in map. Here we are passing in map. Where's the other? Map equals self.map. Oh, it's not. Okay, it needs a little needs a little underscore at the end. That's how I set it up for some reason. What is it? Map school. It's not subscriptable. Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. So self dot map. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, in hallway segment? Okay, fair enough. So we don't want map. We want map dot map layout. And there's another place where we're defining the hallway segment, which is expecting an array. Not defining, but instantiating. Where are you? Oh, wait, we're not doing that yet. None type has no position. Okay. In hallway segment, 59. Hallway segment, 59. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be what I'm doing here. North wall, 65 this time. Just slightly lower. We'll need to wrap these in if statements. It's good that some of them are none type. I think it's good. I don't know if it's good that north and south are none type right now. That doesn't seem good. Maybe. Yeah, I think this will be enough. I think the if is good enough to detect whether or not we're on none type. I wish it was in the same position that it always is, but you know what? At this point, I'm so impatient that I'm not going to be picky. Alright, I see one wall. I don't think I have the other wall, so that's concerning, but we do have one wall. That's good. Okay, now we have two walls. Definitely something going on here. Not sure what, though. Like, I can see another wall over there. That's cool. But clearly not exactly what we wanted. And I think that we do need that east wall position thing there. The east wall position. And probably the south wall position. Let's create another function right here called set wall positions. Does that reflect what we had up here for the east wall? East wall. Yeah, it looks like it does. I'm wondering if we can just set like the rotation on that axis, but I think what we want to do, again, just kindly remind this, we may or may not have these walls. this not exactly what we're doing right here? Doesn't seem to be. Alright. I think set offset and then set wall positions is good enough for now. I'm having a lot more fun working with this now that it's not like trying to update every now and then. Okay, cool. So, slight problem though. I think our walls are crunched together a little bit too much. So how are we gonna fix that? Let's say set wall positions. We also need to set set other stuff positions too. So I'm just gonna say set LM positions instead of what I was referring to it as. There we go. I hope that that's right. Mohammed Aush. Brother, do I need a teacher to understand the details of programming and problem solving of particular problems? No, you don't. But you should seek all the information sources that you can that are available to you. Just be wary of the cost of them in your particular situation and whether or not it's something that's feasible for you. But I think that 99% of things that can be learned on your own. And for most people, I don't know about what it is with you, the obstacle tends to be themselves. So probably just keep trying to learn yourself if you're having a hard time, and always be open to any form of information. Okay. Walls are still too squished together. Alright, so what we want to do is define here def hallway size, or not def, sorry, hallway size, and we'll make it 5. Oh, it looks like it's incorporating hallway size, which is great. I'm not sure what I had the hallway width as in const, but I think it was 2. Let's see if this is better. Okay, looks like we got some stuff that's missing, and I'm not sure that it's better. Let's just play with it. Let's just make it double that. And then what's missing? We have north wall, south wall, west wall, and east wall. I don't see any of that. You know what? Why don't we put this back? Instead of tinkering here, we'll just move the constants around in our constants class. I think that that's probably going to be a lot more, going to be easier for us. So we do have it drawing a hallway here. Let's just change the width here to 10 and see what happens. Alright, I'm unable to move, which is interesting, but it did make the hallway wider, which is cool. It's pretty cool. But I still can't move. I can't figure out why I can't move. What did I just do to make myself not able to move? That's really weird. I had this, let's see. Where was it? I don't think I have that yet. I have this function, which is passed. It's possible I need to return in this function. I'll be honest, I don't know the difference between pass and return. But I think that is what I updated. And then I see no reason why my floor needs to have a collider. So let me see if I can set that to no collider. So where's floor? Self.collider equals none, and then as well for the floor, the parent of the floor, the square, and then the parent of the floor also no collider. There's a chance that I'm colliding with the floor. Uh-oh, what happened? Was that the floor collider that did that? Or did that happen before the... Yeah, that was the floor collider that did that. So I guess none is not an option there. I could set the scale to really, 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 really small. That's what I'll do instead. So that was on the hallway segment, so... Alright, 111 is not right. Look, go 0.001. Super small. And do we have... Excuse me. We do have Vec3. Okay, so we can't collide with the floor anymore. Just to rule that out as what's happening here, because I'm not even sure, to be honest. Right. None type has no attribute called scale. Okay, well, if it's none type, then I guess that's good. What line is that? 32. Okay. Mohammed Ash again. Sir, what are your focused in your coding projects? Right now, I'm looking at game development. I am trying to just do things a little bit outside of the normal, and then maybe work my way into the normal. Normal being like the Unreal Engine and game development. And then I'm not sure where I'll go next. I also have my professional career that I'm focused on. So I guess two things at once. Alright, so this is not the right way to do this. Let's try making it lower. And when we're talking about lower in this Ursina engine, we're talking about lower on the y-axis. So if we could take a chunk out of the y-axis for the floor, then we should be able to make it a little bit lower and then rule out the collider. And yeah, figure out what's going on. Because I don't know why I can't move, to be honest. Alright, so where we have the init build elements again, we are just appending the hallway segments. Yeah, so our action, what we're trying to do is in set offset. Which, do we really want to do that? Do we want to do set offset and set position? I'm thinking, let's see what happens when we just get rid of set offset. Still can't move. Okay. And yeah, what happens when I get rid of set positions. Can I move again? Okay, yeah, I can move again. Interesting. And we don't have a right wall, but I can move again. That's great. What about set element positions? I'm thinking it's going to be the ceiling or the floor. So let's get rid of the floor real quick, and we'll recomment that. It kind of looks like I'm colliding with the floor. So that's why I say that. And I'm not sure why I can't uncomment the floor. I guess it's not that. Thank you for the heart on YouTube. I appreciate it. Alright, well. So it's not necessarily the floor, but it is something within that function, because I can now move. I could be possibly colliding with that east wall somehow. Let's see if that's the case. So we'll go ahead and comment those two out. Okay, yeah, I guess that's it. I'm colliding with the east wall, which is weird. But, alright, that's good to know. Why am I colliding with the east wall? I wonder. So, I think that we're dealing with the x-axis. So, let's just shift it over. Krizalt. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. So, let's see if we can shift it over just a little bit more and see what the result is. Just +2. Oh. Maybe +2 is not the right number. Hold on. Not sure what's going on there. See, it wasn't +2. This seems underrated. Thank you so much. That's such a nice thing for somebody to say. I don't know if it is or if it, oh, jeez. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. Yeah, it's not for me to judge. I just want this map to work. Yeah, so, you know what? Let me go ahead and stash all of this, and I'll show you what I got, brother. So right now I'm trying to add a map to it, but as it stands right now, it's just we're going down this long dark hallway, and we have a inventory system here, and in some of the bookshelves we have orbs and stuff, and I forgot we have events that we can start hooking up. Pretty much everything is good to go. We can use elements with one another, except you can't use an element with itself. We have to get another one. Currently we're not like maintaining a loot economy, but we have you know, kind of just the base building blocks for this game. And right now I'm kind of like just struggling with this whole map situation, because it needs to not be just a straight line, which is ridiculous. Feels ridiculous to say that, but yeah, it's just, yeah, so we gotta suffer trying to get the map ready. But yeah, thanks for your interest and your questions and all that. All right, let me go ahead and unstash my stash, and we'll see if we can get something going. All right, I don't think I need the pike. I got to look up how to ignore all that. Okay, so map school here is supposed to be building. Oh, is that it too? Oh, that's interesting. So I have it to where it's building for a hallway segment, but it also needs to build for a P as well. So that could be one of the problems. Let me see if that. So back on the hallway. The hallway is the main game class. I call it the granddaddy of all the classes. It has all the game logic and all that stuff, and it has all the properties of like the first person and the map and all that stuff. And when we're building it right now, all we're doing is we're trying to get it to build all the hallway segments. And we're only doing it if it's a 1, but we also need if it's a P. Yeah, exactly. You don't know much about coding. Yeah, it turns out you can do a lot whenever you get a lot of experience. But freaking floors get you though. That wasn't it. I thought that was definitely going to be it. Oh, I thought that was definitely going to be it. All right, so back to the actual crux of the problem, which is in hallway segment in something in this set LM position, which the problem stopped when we commented out east wall, but we need to figure out how we can move east wall over. No, I have not done a bachelor's degree. I have a associate's degree, but it's in English. I was in college and I dropped out of college. When I was in college, I got a degree, went back to college for programming and all that, and then I dropped out of college when I got my first programming job because I never stopped looking for a job. It took me about 2 years initially to find my first programming job, and then once I did, I was like, I don't need college anymore. I think I can find my own way. But yeah, let's see. So the positions, yeah. When we comment out, let's go ahead and see that again. Whenever we comment out, excuse me, the east wall. Hey, big boss, Kabyle, how many years are you into programming, and where could you rate yourself in terms of knowledge? I mean, I definitely know enough to get by, and I guess programming, maybe it's like 8 or 9 years. I'd say I started when I was 22, and now I'm 31. So yeah, that's about it. Unique ideas for projects using React.js. I don't know. I've been looking at 3JS lately, which is an animation library, and that's definitely something that you could use to stand out with React. And other than that, I mean, React is very versatile, so you could find a lot to do with React, and it depends. I know everybody says this, but it depends on your experience level every time. All right, let's see if we can walk without this wall impeding us. Okay, now we can't walk again, so I guess it wasn't the east wall. Sometimes it is the east wall that's blocking us. Sometimes it's not the east wall. I mean, what is it? Is it the ceiling? I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. But when I get rid of this, I'm going to find this. I'm going to find out what's blocking my physical movement here. When I move this, I'm good to go. Right? It's all good. But something in here. Let's see. Okay, let's put stuff back. And then let's just get rid of like all of it except for maybe just the floor. I have gravity disabled, so I'm not technically walking on the floor. I'm just kind of floating in the same plane. 3JS has no best courses. Can you make that? Yeah, you're right. The 3JS is a little bit sparse on the resources. Yeah, you know what? I think I was serious when I said I was contemplating switching to 3JS. All right, I think, yeah, I'm moving here, so I am successfully moving again after commenting all that stuff out. So great, let's put the. So yeah, I was seriously contemplating moving to 3JS next, or sooner than next, depending on how this goes. Okay, still good to go. All right, let's do the south wall, which in theory should not be set on any of these. Okay, so what's going on there? Is it still creating a south wall and I can't see it? But yeah, 3JS is more of like an animation library too. So I mean, you would have to know, not an animation library, but like a 3D graphics library too. So I mean, like, you really seriously have to know a ton about game development too, like the structure of a game, like the game loop, and then probably it would help for you to know about like object oriented and stuff like that. But I guess if you're using React, you would be using the state to maintain your game state. So, and then another cool thing about React for creating something with 3JS is, if you ever wanted to make it like online, then it's super easy to make React plug into Express.js and create like an online game. It's something that you have to consider from the beginning, like whether or not you're going to use Redux or something like that. You wouldn't, but you would, instead of something like that, you would be sending your state periodically to the server where it would be checked. You know, there's tons of ways to do it, and there's tons of tutorials, not necessarily on 3JS, but how to use React to create a game, online game. So this will be a complete game on PC. Yeah, so I mean, 3JS has come out with this new renderer, which is called Web GPU, and as of this year, it's officially supported on Chrome. And what it is it means that your browser can have direct access to your graphics processor, so you can have desktop games on the browser, which will be amazing. But the problem with that is that not everybody's graphics card is as capable as the next, so you'll really have to be programming in extra checks to make sure that your user has the right hardware to run. I've never heard of Crunker.io. Have you had any experience with cybersecurity programming related subjects? I've been hacked before. I don't know if that counts. I've been hacked before. No, I mean, I would say I would never purport to be a cybersecurity expert. If I was gonna, if you had a question about cybersecurity, I would refer you to somebody else. There's plenty of other adept people out there. I'm more of a, I guess nowadays it's games, but professionally it's like SQL and applications. Applications are what I do best. I'm done with React.js. Should I apply for jobs or learn backend? You should always apply for jobs, and you should also learn backend. Absolutely, 100%. You should do both. Do everything you can all at once. Taper based on which action is going to have the highest return for you in that particular moment, or in the future, or overall. It's complicated, but it's also you're the most familiar person with your situation, so you're the one who would know the best. Okay? All right, I have to go. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, I'll take this last question. I have no skills. I've just completed my high school. What do you suggest? If you were going to start the same way that I did, you would go on w3schools.com and you would learn JavaScript. And, you would start with HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And I would just suggest, changing the colors, changing the one thing that you're going to need to know right away is that it's going to take a long time for you to become good at programming. So set the expectations very low, and definitely thank you. Lots of jobs with HTML and CSS, absolutely. Yeah, so you have to definitely consider career as well. HTML and CSS, you'd be able to not only learn the fundamentals of programming or what you need to display your programming with. Learn the fundamentals with JavaScript and then display it with HTML and CSS, and then you can also get a career. It's like a trifecta of effectiveness. Okay, that's all the time that I have today. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining. All right, bye.